So I want to give you one spot that you can go to review the materials that we have covered with Mr. Copper. So this first exercise that we're going to go over here is an exercise called Relax on a Mat. And what we're looking for from Mr. Copper is that he comes on over to the mat and then continues to go into increasingly relaxed body postures. So what we're looking for is eventually a DOWN and then him resting his little chin down on the ground, just like so. Perfect. So this is a desensitization and counter conditioning exercise that we utilize to work through any sort of situation that gets us too wound up or too excited. So I've had friends use this for dog-friendly hotels, for plane rides. Initially we started utilizing this for fearful dogs and aggressive dogs, and then realized that every dog should basically have a tool here of emotional intelligence and giving them capacity to work through any situation that gets them too wound up. So one thing that you'll notice is I've actually got some noise going on in the background, and that's actually really good. That's an excellent opportunity to treat your pup, let him know he's doing the right thing, and that's actually the way that this should be utilized. Anytime there's something kind of crazy going on. So if I had a guest coming over and I wanted Mr. Copper to relax, or I had a garbage truck or something that got Mr. Copper wound up and he was highly concerned by it, then I would break out my mat and do Relax on a Mat to allow Mr. Copper to self-soothe. So we'll give him one more opportunity. Very good. Perfect. Now we'll toss a treat off the mat. There we go. Now we'll move into our clickerable exercises, and all of these can have a clicker. The only one that doesn't need one is the recall, just telling him to come when called. You just give him a treat. If you did want to click, I like to click when they turn towards me. Copper. Perfect. So his first exercise is a name game, and I just want him to look at me as soon as I say his name. Copper. Done a great job on this. Then I'm going to take a treat, drag it out to the side. Copper. Good. Even though he wants to stare at the treat, he's got to come back and make eye contact. So we'll try that again. Copper. Very good. Next, I'm going to take a treat, toss it on the ground, and he's got to be able to turn away from the treat. Copper. Good. Focus right in on me. After we've done a bunch of these exercises, I would like to then focus in on some recalls, just having Mr. Copper come when called. So I'll toss a treat so he's interested over there. Copper, come. Good job, bud. So with our recall, you can start to work from further distances and work under distraction. So working in different environments. Copper, come. Mr. Copper's done a great job, so he can come even when he's running around with the pack, and has done a very, very good job for us. Copper, come. Sit. Good job, bud. Copper, down. Good job, bud. Copper, down. Good boy. Stay. Free. So that's our sit down and stay. So we've got him on a stay, and his release command is free when he has completed his mission and he's done. Copper. Leave it. Good job. So when you tell him leave it, he's pretty overt in moving away from the treats, really letting us be pretty apparent. Leave it. When he retracts and pulls back, so he does an excellent job on that. Copper, touch. Good job. So he's targeting. So I've seen you guys did a great job with his targeting, and that's the beginning of agility training, so he can go inside, outside pulls, up ramps, all that good stuff. And just to get him physically positioned anywhere that you want him without having to physically coerce him, it's just an excellent tool to have in your toolbox. Next, we're going to go over his space exercise. Copper, space. That's perfect. So what we're looking for on this one is that he stops dead in his tracks, and he gives me about a 2-foot bubble around myself. Copper, space. So you notice I try one from the front and one from the side here, and then I'm going to try one from behind. Copper, space. Good. So you'll notice that he's giving me a sit there, and that's all well and good. I appreciate that, but all that I really require is that he stops and remains stationary and then gives me a 2-foot bubble. So that's really above and beyond when he gives me a sit or a down. That's perfect. I appreciate it. But certainly not 100% necessary. Perfect. So I'm going to stop the video, go grab our tennis ball, and then show you what his fetching is looking like.